Hi, everyone. It is the best day ever. And it sure is because we have a special guest. And all right, cool. Just making sure we're live. We have a special guest today. I can't wait to bring on. We have a fun week because we have Kristie coming on today, who's been rocking the UAP. And then we have Dawn coming in tomorrow, who's been also rocking the UAP. They've kind of been doing it side by side. And I thought, what not a better time to bring these girls on when they're on the other side of the challenge, doing it on their own. And maybe they have some words of wisdom for those that are deep into what we're doing now. We're just at the end of week 2. So I thought, what not a fun way to just kind of keep everyone inspired going, share any tips or tricks that these ladies have. And you all know who they are because they are very active in the page and both have a very special place in my heart. And we both have recipes to share. So we have a really loaded, fun live. And before I bring her on, I'm just going to answer a couple of the questions that popped up. Then we're going to bring her on and have a whole bunch of fun. Okay. So beautiful here. I have no idea. The weather just completely switched on us and we have like a heat advisory. So hence the hat. It's gorgeous out, sending you so much sunshine if there's snow on your ground. But yeah, it's just such a beautiful day. Okay, let's see here. A couple questions that came up, not that many, so we have lots of time to chat with Kristie. The first one is from Dawn, and she asks, do you have a zucchini loaf substitution for the golden berries? Perhaps switching a quarter cup of oats and a quarter cup of berries for the days that you have 2 carbs. So Dawn, you're in luck because you're right. However, a little bit more oatmeal to that. So where it says 2 carb swaps, you can do a third a cup of oats and then a half a cup of golden berries. Golden berries are actually low in calories, high in fiber. So you can do a half of those and then a third of the carbs of the oatmeal and then bring those together and you've got yourself 2 carb swap. You're welcome. Okay. And next question is from Heather. She says, are we allowed to use lentil noodles, chickpea noodles, etc., or stick to the miracle noodles? So they are not an equal swap. There's lots of noodles out there. There's lots of different noodles, from black bean noodles to chickpea noodles to lentil noodles to whole wheat noodles, quinoa noodles, brown rice noodles. There's tons out there. However, they're not to be treated the same as a free noodle, like our palmini noodles, the hearts of palm, or the shirataki, or the zucchini, the zoodles. Those are all freebies, where the other ones would count as carbs. However, most of them have fats in there and carbs. And then there are some that have higher carbs in there. So maybe you're getting only 2 ounces for 2 carb swaps. So it's not a whole lot of pasta. But Heather, because I know that you're on the UAP challenge, I would really highly recommend that you stick with those pastas later, use them as a refuel, use them. We can talk about them after the challenge. And for right now, to really try to stick to things is exactly as laid out. When it gets to the swapping, it can be a little bit tricky, especially when it comes to pasta. But of course, all of the other pastas are freebies. So have at it, enjoy. And yes, so I hope that helps. All right, ladies, that was it for the questions. And I am going to bring on Kristie now and have a little bit of fun. So here we go. Here is our girl, Kristie.
Hey.
Oh, no, you've got the cutest shirt on.
I have to wear it for today.
I love it. I didn't see that when we checked in a few minutes ago. Darling, it is the best day ever. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you. Country is in the house.
Yes, country is in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So before we dig in, I'm going to ask this question I asked Dawn. What did you have for breakfast, Kristie?
I had a 4 egg white omelet with spinach. I put spinach in it and onions. And then I had a third a cup of oatmeal because that was on a third. We could have, it was more this morning than normal. It was a third a cup.
So it is the best day ever. When you
get
those little sneaky extras.
Mm-hmm.
Yummy. All right. So tell us a little bit about you. I know we see you pop into the page and a lot of girls do know you, but for those that don't, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I am 52 years old and I have 2 grown children. I have a 25-year-old daughter and a 21-year-old son. And I've been married 32 years. Yes, we got married as babies.
Wow.
And I have I taught for years. I have an education degree. And then my husband had been wanting me to come home. So I came home, and which I love, but that gives me the opportunity that I don't have to get up at 4:30 and do those workouts like all the other girls do.
Right.
I get the opportunity to sleep in an hour or hour and a half more.
Still early for the average.
Yeah. That's a little bit who I am.
And where are you from?
I'm from Georgia. Surprise, surprise, with the country accent.
Georgia. I've never been to Georgia. I've always wanted to. So do you have a lot of land? Do you have more?
Where we live is a lot of family we have family land. Like my parents live right behind me. My brother's next door. My sister's down the road, and my nephew's in the area as well. So we're all here.
Oh my gosh, how special. I always thought that would be fun, which is actually one reason why my husband and I moved up to the Bay Area years ago, because we thought, be around family. However, it didn't really work out as we thought, because 40 minutes still means you're not close to family.
Yeah. So it's special.
Oh, well, thanks for coming on today. Your word is pursue. So
yes.
How did you come up with that word? Tell me a little bit about pursue.
Pursue. Well, I really thought about it and thought, what is it and I came up with several words, and I kept listening to you say, don't jump on the first word that comes, just soak in it. And so, as I was sitting one day and I thought, I have a bad habit of starting something, which is part of my story, of starting something and then doubting myself. And so I thought, no, I'm going to pursue this. This is it. I'm going to pursue it. In all areas of my life, whether it be physically, spiritually, relationships, I'm all in wherever.
I love that, Kristie. And so far, how's that going for you? Is this the first time that you've created a word and stuck to it, or did you do it last year with us?
Last year, and it's funny that now that you've asked me, I'm trying to remember what my word was. I wasn't. Gosh, now I can't remember. But
it didn't have as much power as pursue.
No. I got this one written all over, like this mirror and that mirror. So really,
yeah, so great. So are you finding that it's helpful in kind of dictating your decisions so far?
Yes, it has. I've kind of when Dawn mentioned about starting early, well, we had not planned to start early. We were like, okay, well, we all three of us met in Florida back in November. Just so happened to come up, and we were talking about how we were getting ready for the challenge, and we're like, we're going to do this. And Dawn said, it's going to work out perfect because I'm going on a trip at the end of the 6 weeks. And I said, oh, we are too. And then you came out and said you were going to push it back, and I was like, we were like. So Dawn was like, do you want to do it together? And I was like, yeah, let's do it together. So that's how that kind of came about, and hated that we couldn't be on the same page. We really did. We were like, do we really want to do it? And I said, well, I've said I'm doing the challenge, so I'm doing the challenge. So.
And I'm pursuing it for the full 6 weeks.
Right.
And where are you headed?
We are headed to Cancun for a few days in celebration of my son graduating from college in December. So
how fun. And when do you leave?
We leave next Thursday, a week from today.
Wow, what a coincidence that the two of you had plans to go somewhere tropical and right around the same time.
Right.
So, now, was this the first time that you met Dawn in April?
Yes.
Or in November?
Yes. Amy and I had planned, we kind of did Amy and them had planned to go to Daytona. And Mark, the night of Thanksgiving, came in and said, let's go to Daytona tomorrow. I was like, he's all into cars, and they have a big car show down there. And I was like, you won't do it. You're not the spontaneous person. And he's like, if you find a place to stay, we'll go. So then he saw where Amy was going. He's like, you need to meet up with Amy. So he really pushed it
for me to
meet up with Amy. And so, which was great. But then Dawn saw that I was going to meet up with Amy. And she's like, I'm coming.
Oh, I just love seeing you ladies together. That's so great. Now, so when did you come across the GFit tribe, and when did you jump on board?
That is I'll try to make this as short as possible. I started really exercising, doing a regular exercise when I turned 40. I've never been overweight, I'd say, but I just thought I'd go to the beach and see these women about my age, and they'd have these shoulders and I thought, I just wish I could have some definition. I don't want to be huge or anything. I just want to look like I do something. So I started working out, and I used, a lot of different I did stuff at home. I never
Okay.
went to the gym. And, I didn't adopt the food. I was like, I just kept doing my Starbucks lattes, whatever, I thought I'm not doing the food. And I didn't really have a plan either. I mean, the things I ordered, they'd send you like 2 weeks worth of food or ideas. And then it was like, okay, what do I do after that? I can't eat that for the rest of my life.
Oh, so you jumped on one of those programs that actually sends you the food?
Right. Well, not send you the food, but a menu. Like this is
Okay,
suggested, for 2 weeks. And it's like, okay, what do I do after that? So anyway, and then my husband has a nephew that he has all the degrees and I don't know, that sports. He owns a CrossFit. And I started asking him questions. He said, well, you just need to watch your macros and all that. I was like, I don't know what you're talking. You're speaking French to me. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, my husband went into his own business and he asked me to come in with him to help him start it up. And he wanted me to do the bookkeeping. I've never done bookkeeping in my life. So I had to be trained in that. So we went to our accountant's office and Scotty works there.
Oh.
And I walked in and Mark had told me, he said, you're going to love Scotty. And I said, okay. He said, no, like you're going to love the way she looks. And I was like, okay. He said, Roddy's just sculpted. And I said, okay. And so I went in there and I got my little training and I was like, okay, now I need to know what you do. And so she just like threw everything out there. You need to go here. You need to go here. You need to go here. And I was like, okay, this is intense. I don't know about all this. So
one thing at a time.
Yeah. So she told me that was in 2018. And so I didn't really jump on. I started I did the summer squat challenge in 2019. And then I did not complete it. I was so mad at myself because
that was going to be my question. Did you pursue that one?
I ordered the tank top and then I refused to wear it because I thought I didn't complete the challenge. So then 2020, when the pandemic hit, we were like shut down and I was cooking a lot here at the house. And I thought this is getting ridiculous, putting on a couple pounds here, a couple pounds there. So in 2020, in May, I joined for a month. I thought I'll do this for a month and just see how this. So I download the app and so I did it. And then I did the summer squat challenge and did it complete. And then I've been, and I didn't adopt the food you told me. I said, I talked to you through an email or something. And I said, I'm going to try this. And I said, but I just don't know about the food. And you said, just take baby steps. Just take baby steps.
Yes.
And then I joined in May and like July, I started playing with the food. And it's just been so easy. Everything's right there. I tell everybody when I talk to people about it now, Scott, I'm like, Scotty, it's all right here. Just get the app. It's right there.
Yeah. I love that you took it in baby steps. It's just such a good lesson for so many people who can't, who feel overwhelmed. Because it is overwhelming, especially if you're not used to what is a macro. And you hear so many things over the course of your journey of what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and count macros and don't eat carbs and eat carbs and, don't eat fat and whatnot. So it's very overwhelming. And then when you have all the pieces, it's a beautiful thing once you kind of see where you are now, but jumping in with all the pieces, it's a lot. So taking it in baby steps and just kind of testing the waters and seeing how you feel. And I'm sure that over time, a little bit, and you start feeling good. And then was that the catalyst for kind of wanting to do the next step and then the next step?
You start seeing, I started seeing like something pop up on my shoulders. I was like, okay, this is working. And I wasn't putting in, I put in a 30-minute circuit and 30 minutes of cardio and was out. And then it comes down to the eating, which I've always been told that, but you've got, like you said, you can't outwork a bad diet. You say that lots of times on the videos. I'm like, okay, I know.
Now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So now what would you say is your biggest holdback? What is your biggest challenge, whether it be now during the UAP challenge or even just in general with our lifestyle or just with whatever it may be? What is your biggest challenge?
I would say for the challenge, and then I'll say for lifestyle, the biggest challenge for the 6 weeks has been the additional or the more cardio. But it's a challenge. And I thought, okay, I can do 40, 45-minute weeks when I have to, because I really do usually do about 20, 30 minutes of cardio a day. And that's it. And so, and I know that doesn't sound like much, 10 more minutes or 15 more minutes, but,
Right.
you
But on
know,
top of the circuits too, where you're doing cardio throughout
Right.
those, you know, so during maintenance time, it's doable, and it's not that you're maintaining, but it works. But then
Right.
come challenge time,
right, turn it up. So,
right?
and this is really the first challenge that, yeah, I've done the breakthrough or the 7-day body blast before when I come back from vacation, but this is the first challenge that I have really stuck to. Like, this is happening. I mean, it's going to happen.
How
And
do you feel? Because I love this conversation, because regardless of how much weight you've lost or anything that you look at in the mirror, it really is like that feeling inside when you pursue something, you set your mind to something, you let nobody get in your way. That feeling you can't explain to people, because it's just so good. So how do you feel?
It can be overwhelming. Like, I get to tear up. Because it's like, I've got to make it to Sunday, but I mean, it's going to happen. And it just feels like, okay, I did this. If I did this, I can
do that.
I got it.
So good, Kristie. I mean, because I had those moments too, of just for no reason, you're just in mode, and then all of a sudden you have these wave of emotions, and tears would just drop down my face as I was grinding, just thinking like, wow, I did that. And you start reflecting back at like the times where you almost didn't, or things could have easily got your way and you didn't let them, and you just stuck to it. And it's such a powerful feeling. And I love that you felt that, because I can talk about it, but until you experience it yourself and have that grit to actually follow through, you can hear it, but once you feel it, you know on a deeper level kind of what I'm talking about.
Right. And I mean, there's challenges in here. I drove my parents to a wedding, and to a family wedding in Louisiana for a weekend during this challenge. And I had not planned to do that. You know, I thought, okay, I'm going to have the perfect setup. I'm staying home for 6 weeks. I don't have any trips planned. I won't be tempted. And then my parents wanted to go to a family wedding. And I thought, y'all don't really need to drive that. So I thought, well, I'll drive you. And, you know, there was temptations that I prepped my food. I took my food. I mean, I was like, this is going to happen.
It's happening.
And they had open bar at the wedding, but I thought, nope. And my daddy said, "You're not going to drink a glass of wine?" "No, Daddy, I'm not drinking a glass of wine. Just bring me some water."
Now, come Friday, day after challenge, let's have a conversation. Because when you're in the zone and you truly are in that zone, it's isn't it crazy? And when you're on the flip side too, we'll have to have a conversation afterwards. A couple weeks later, you'll look back and be like, you kind of wonder, how did I do that? But you did. And the truth is like, when you're in the zone and that light bulb switches and you just turn on, there's no looking back. And there's very few times in your life, or I'm going to speak for myself, where, you say you're going to do something and then you might do it and then you fall off. But when you're in that zone, it's just like, nope, nothing is stopping me. And that's where you are. And it's such a great place to be.
Yep. Yeah. Because I have a bad habit. That's why I don't do pictures. Pre-pictures, and I've just come to realize the reason I didn't do it, because I've always thought I'm not going to follow through. And so, like the T-shirt, I ordered the T-shirt, and then I thought, I can't wear the T-shirt. I didn't complete the challenge. So so that's how I feel. It's like I don't take pictures because I'm not going to have anything to compare it to, because I won't finish it.
Right. So Speakeasy, did you like that one?
Yes.
Sometimes you got to do something, on the secret, and now the power of that will be amazing. So I'm hoping, did you take pictures this time? No, Kristie. It's okay. We're going to have the after photos, and luckily you do take plenty of selfies, so we'll have some to compare it to.
Right.
But yeah, that's going to change now, because now as you move forward, it's less about that physical. I mean, obviously you want to see the changes, but to see like the first version of Kristie that maybe wasn't so sure, maybe your photo was like this, and then the after, you have this different glow. So as you start to take, I encourage the photos just for like, you see the story behind the photo. And then as you compare it to the next photo, you might see the changes. Wow, my abs look good. But you can, that emotion that came out from you start to see it in every stage of your life. And I do it too to this day. And it's less about comparing physically, it's more about like, wow, if I look back at my journey and the story behind that photo and the story behind this photo and now the story behind this photo. So you will take after photos, even though there's no befores to compare it, but those will be the befores. So after you pursue in 2022, when you look back at your journey, you're going to be like, wow, look how far I've come. You didn't come this far to only come this far. So
That's right.
That's the old version of Kristie. Now
That's
it's
right.
photos. Photos for comparison. So the girls have been rocking this challenge only to the end of 2 weeks, and you're at the end. Do you have any tips or suggestions that you would share with the ladies that are 2 weeks deep?
Yeah, the 2 weeks in, ladies. This is what saved me. Well, for having Dawn saved me, because I did have someone to say, help me, because I know she shared with you week 3 was kind of tough. And I hate to say that, them getting ready to go into week 3, but just be prepared. But my big tip that saved me as I was thinking about this was the week before. I would look ahead, like right now, this is Thursday. I would be looking ahead at week 3 and looking at especially that meal 3 and meal 5 to see what you have allowed us as far as protein and carb or protein and fat. So, because a lot of time, and then I would get a recipe. I'd go to the app and find a recipe that I know I would be excited about. Because that's what I made the lasagna twice during the 6 weeks because I really like it. And I thought, okay, this will sustain me this week and I'll have that to look forward to. I made the Barber's chili one time because I thought this will sustain me. And then this week we've been doing the turkey burgers. So it's just having that, but you've got to plan out. Yeah, you got to plan out and say, she's allowing a half a fat there. So what recipe will coincide with that?
I love that, Kristie. You've done so well. And that's great advice because sometimes people are so in the moment, which is great, right? Be present, be where we are. But there are times where it is good to kind of forward see like what's on the menu ahead so you can prepare and have something to look forward to, because during maintenance phase or during lifestyle, you have that refuel to look forward to. So maybe that's enough. However, having like those meals, it's just really, really good advice. And also, if you have a question, to answer it before Sunday during, when maybe somebody doesn't see it. I know I saw a question about the pumpkin seeds and I was like, but looking ahead advance so you could be more prepared. Great advice.
Right.
I love that. So yeah, the lasagna tends to be a family favorite. Does your husband like it?
Yes. And see, I make it thinking I'm gonna have 4 servings. No, my 21-year-old son and husband like it just as well. So
darn.
So that's good.
Good, but darn. So now, what have been your biggest wins? You mentioned the wedding. Have there been any other personal discoveries during this challenge?
Well, I have seen a cut in my body fat, like I can see in my ab area and I can feel muscle, like it's like when I touch my legs and my stomach, that's a win. And then I also learned that this is a small win, but I'm always making your salad dressing when we're going out to eat. Like Mark's like, have you got your salad dressing? And I was like, I'll run in here and do one real quick. But I found out just last week that I can eat just oil and vinegar if I have an oil on my salad, and I survived. It's not the end of the world, and it's not awful. I'm not gagging. It was okay. And
are you somebody that before thought that was not?
Yes, I would never. No.
Did you want the creamies?
Yeah, well, I like balsamic vinaigrettes, but even you can't get those at a restaurant. That I'm scared to get those because I don't know how much sugar's in it.
Right. So it's pretty common that after you've kind of removed a lot of those things, especially the sugar, and then you come back to just like an oil and vinegar, how your palate completely changes. And all of a sudden you can taste the olive oil, and it's like you can taste the olives, and it's completely different than when it's washed away by, like you said, all the sugar and whatnot.
Right. And I'm looking forward to going next week on our trip, but also my family's like, your stomach's not going to be able to handle it. And I'm thinking, y'all, I'm not going to have a full, you've talked about once you've gone through something like this, I'm going to enjoy myself, but I won't be like, I will still be thinking, okay, how much is this? And do I need to eat that whole thing? No. So I like having that as like going into this trip and just completing this challenge. And that's my thought process. So.
Have you ever done any kind of extreme diets?
No.
Okay. So you're lucky because a lot of people, the beautiful thing with this is that, yes, you've been on a 6-week challenge and you have had to push yourself and say no to that wine, say no to, different things and prepare your food and do extra cardio. But at the end of the day, because of the yummy, tasty foods that we've had and the lifestyle that's created, rather, when you totally cut out one macro, do like a super low carb diet, then you want everything under the sun. And this is typical for people, when they go on those crash diets or even competition diets, if you don't do it properly, where all of a sudden it's like the floodgates. You get to have something and it's like, bring it. And there's no stopping. But when you've been able to have your peanut butter or your lasagna and you don't feel deprived, you feel challenged, but not deprived, then it's not as big of a deal.
Right. And that's what I've tried to explain to them. They think I'm just going to go off the deep end. And I'm like, no.
Right.
I haven't felt deprived. I mean, there's been some challenges of not having a glass of wine on the weekend. And my parents, we tease them. They come up here for happy hour and I'm just sitting here drinking my sparkling water, but it's okay. It's okay.
In the gorgeous wine glass makes it all easy. Yes. And people won't understand and you can't expect them to. It's always, a good conversation that comes up because it is hard when people don't understand. But at the same time, you can't expect them to because most diets out there are pretty restrictive and they're not long-term. So people do fall off the bandwagon and they fall pretty hard and have that whole rebound effect.
I'm real quick to tell anybody, they'll say, you're on a diet? No, I'm not on a diet. I'm on a lifestyle. I'm just eating different than you are.
Exactly. Oh, so good, Kristie. So cravings, when they come on, what do? Are you somebody that has those sweet cravings?
When I have a craving, usually I'm going to crave like crunchy. I want crunchy stuff. So that's usually what I crave. But I've just tried to stay away from it the 6 weeks. But the chocolate collagen, the hot chocolate has saved me.
Seems to be
like in the evening, I'm like, okay, this is my dessert. And I'm not a big dessert person, but it's mentally, I'm thinking, okay, I just need something to satisfy. Yeah, that's been good for me.
It's such a simple one. And today we're going to take it to the next level with the one I'm going to share. So everyone's going to be happy because Valentine's Day is next week. So I was looking ahead and I was like, okay, because there's no perfect time. We can't look at, 6 weeks. We're not going to have a holiday. We're not going to have a dinner out. We're not going to happen, but we can be creative and make sure that we have these little ways to stay on track. So you're going to like this one.
Good.
Okay. So what about people that say they use age as an excuse?
Well, first of all, I would say if you use age for an excuse, you need to join in on the summer squat challenge first, because there are so many ladies that are well over my age of 52. And so there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Just do something. Get up and that's what I try to tell people. I said that the Gina circuits are not, all you need is a pair of 8-pound weights. You don't even have to have a pair of 8-pound weights, really. Right. 5-pound weight. You don't even have to have that. Just try it. And people have told me, they would check it out. And they said, well, she goes so fast. I'm thinking, well, hit pause. And I'm thinking, she doesn't go fast, but okay.
Maybe there needs to be like, turn it down to slow-mo or something.
I'm just like, hit pause.
Or you can go through it one time and kind of just understand and then go at your own pace. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. There's always going to be an excuse if you can always find one, right?
Right.
Okay, so are you excited about Ignite?
Am I excited about what?
Ignite, the retreat?
Yes. I was actually trying to find my email, the dates. Goofy me. I just know it's around my birthday, and so it's my birthday trip.
Yay!
And so I'm thinking, what are the dates? But yes, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to meet you, and I feel like we already know each other so well, but it's just going to be so epic to be able to give that real squeeze. So I'm really excited. I'm glad that you made that happen. Your birthday is when?
August 23rd. So I can't, what are the dates? Is it August 17th?
I gotta look too.
I don't even know.
I think it's the week after. So
yeah, we're not there on my birthday, but I know it's around that time. I use that excuse to mark. I was like, it can be my birthday. It can be my Mother's Day. It can be my Valentine's. It can be all the above.
Exactly. It's going to be such a great gift. So, okay, now we are going to make some recipes. Do you want to, let's go ahead and let you start and then I will create mine, and I'm excited to see you in your kitchen. So show me what you're making.
Okay, well, I went ahead and I'm making Jicama Hummus, which I told Gina, for all the other ladies, it's very similar. It tastes very similar to the cauliflower hummus that's in her app, or in the app. So if you've made that, then it's going to be similar to that. But I made it Monday, and I told Gina I finished off the recipe eating it today at lunch. So it lasted all week, pretty much all week. But I started off with half of a jicama, and I roasted it. I've already roasted my jicama, but what you do is you cut it up, and I do not have an air fryer, Gina, yet. My husband keeps bugging me for one, but I haven't broken down and gotten it, so I just did it in the oven. But just put salt and pepper and cumin on it, and
so you didn't boil
roasted
it
it in
first?
there.
You didn't boil it first? You just threw it in and roasted it. You didn't boil it first?
Nope.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Nice.
I've never boiled mine. I just always put it when I make them as French fries. I just put them in there and roast them. So
right. Yes, roasting. So the boiling, when I boil it to make it like really soft for like the potato salad, it just makes it really soft and easy to cut, more like a potato. So
okay. Well, okay.
Yeah, no, this is do it your way. And I already have it in the app too. So ladies, you don't need to write anything down. It's going to be in there under Kristie's Jicama Hummus.
Okay. Well, I roasted half the jicama, and then I put 2 cloves of garlic on the pan as well. And the other day when I made it, I did not have any fresh garlic. I had the jar garlic. So what I did is just took a tablespoon and put it on the stovetop and just sauteed it, and it worked fine. But today, yesterday when I went to the grocery store, I thought, well, I'll buy the fresh garlic, and since I was there. But just go ahead and put those in your food processor. And I thought I had all this ready, and so for some reason the top didn't want to go on.
That's very cool. It goes on every time except for when you're live, right?
Right.
Did your husband try this one?
I'm sorry?
Did your husband try this one?
He did not. My son tried it. I asked him the other day when I found out when you came back and said you were going to get me to come. I said, okay, Adam, I need you to try this. Would you eat this? And he said, yeah. He said, it reminds me of something and that you've made before. And I said, the cauliflower hummus? Yeah. So, yeah, he liked it.
Okay, good. It's a winner.
All right, so I put that in the food processor, the jicama and the garlic. And now I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of tahini.
So we always forget about tahini, but tahini can be swapped just like a nut butter. So 1 tablespoon, 1 fat.
Okay. Yeah, I bought this big old jar for something a while back, and I thought I need to use that. And so when I saw this, I thought,
great.
All right. So then I put 2 tablespoons of tahini, and then I just put I chopped up some cilantro. And I'm just going to put, if you're not a fan of cilantro, put a little bit. If you're a fan, like I am, put as much as you want. So I'm just putting a good, probably 2 tablespoons or a little bit more.
Yum.
And then a juice of half of a lemon.
I like your little lemon squeezer. You've got the green, I've got the yellow.
And then I'm just going to pour some water in just to see maybe 1-2 tablespoons and see what happens. When I made it Monday, I started off with 2 tablespoons and then I blended it up, and if it wasn't the consistency I wanted, I just added a little bit more.
Are you using a food processor, Kristie? Like a food processor like this?
I got a baby.
Okay, yeah. But it's a food processor. Got it.
And let me see.
So this is going to be perfect for Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes. I think that's good. Like I said, I added 2 tablespoons and it seems like it's a good consistency.
Yeah, and I like how you added a little bit of water, and then you can always add a little bit more, but there's nothing worse than adding too much, and then you're kind of...
Right. It's like, I didn't want hummus soup, but okay.
Oh, that'd be pretty good too.
yeah, I mean, I would eat it, but...
So actually, some of the best recipes come from recipe fails.
Right. So anyway, then you have, and really, I'll show you, Gina, and everyone else, how much it makes, because like I said, I made that Monday and I have eaten on it a little bit all week, but a good little, this is a cup bowl serving.
Oh, yum. And so that's the jicama's free, the tahini, 1 tablespoon. So cut that recipe in half and you've got yourself 1 free and 1 fat.
Right.
Yum, Kristie. And you can use, if you're, for free food, you can just use the veggies or chips for somebody who's not on plan, or when you're on a different plan, you can find, different kinds of chips, jicama chips, whatever it is. But that is fantastic. I love that idea. So that's already in the app. Kristie, take a nice pretty picture for me, please, and send it over, and I'll include that with your recipe.
All righty. Sounds good.
I can't take pictures of myself, but I can take pictures of my food.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so good. Okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I can't wait to try it. Jicama seems to be one of those foods you can do so much with it, from that to making the jicama fries. Is that one of your favorites?
Yes. And Mark likes them. He's like, those are pretty good. I'm like, yeah.
Have you made the jicama potato salad?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
is it in the app?
Yes, you'll have to give that one a go. It's really delicious. I might make it for Sunday.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this opportunity right now to say, I can say 99.9%, I'm sure when I say this, that I speak for the tribe, that we love you, Gina, and appreciate what you've created. This community is just, and it comes from leadership. Anything that works well as a great community. Have you ever seen this many women together and not somebody? No. So it's a great.
I went to an all-girls Catholic high school, so I've been around quite a few at one time. And let's just say, no, it doesn't always flow this easy.
No, but it comes down. It starts with leadership. So I appreciate you so much and your family, because I know they make a sacrifice. So
yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so thank you. And now I'm going to share my recipe. And Kristie, that was like the best advice that you gave that I've heard actually in a while, to look in advance. I do the same thing, but sometimes I do things and I don't realize what I'm doing. So I was like, okay, next Monday is Valentine's Day. And I know most people are going to be like, that's an excuse to fall off track. So I was like, nope, I'm going to come through. Last year we had a Valentine's recipe that had like the cookie crumble on top because it was a fat day. It was delicious. Yeah. So on a fat day, it's perfect. But Monday is a carb day, so we're going to come up with a carb recipe. And with all the hype around the chocolate collagen, I thought we would just make a really yummy pudding. So I got myself a food processor, and everyone should have all these ingredients. It's super easy. And okay, so we'll start with a scoop of protein. Chocolate protein will make this extra chocolatey, but whatever you have. I'm out of my pod, so I have a cookies and cream. It's not the same as chocolate, but it works. So a chocolate protein. And then for the carbs, I am going to use black beans. So we're going to do 2/3 cup, which equals 2 carbs. And, okay. So I also did it with chickpeas, and I tried it both ways, and they both come out looking the same. Chickpeas were just as great, but I think I like the black bean better, but you can barely tell the difference. But if you don't have black beans and you have chickpeas, it also works with the chickpeas. So I've got that. And then I'm going to do 2 scoops of the collagen. And while collagen is not listed in the plan like it usually is, 2 scoops is acceptable. And I'm going to use the 2 scoops in this one recipe. So rather than sprinkling it out, 1 scoop, we're doing 2 in here. And then a half teaspoon of xanthan gum, which is going to make it a little bit thicker. So xanthan gum, everyone should have on hand because we've used this in the recipes. It kind of just makes everything thicker, bind together a little bit, goes a long way. You don't need much. And if you have too much, it'll make it really, really gooey. It can cause a little bit of GI issues, but a quarter is perfect. And then we're going to just blend this up to start. Okay, here we go. And I also noticed that the black beans added a little bit more moisture than the chickpeas. So that was another benefit there. Okay, and then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder just to make it extra chocolatey because it's Valentine's Day. Okay, and then a couple optionals are a little bit of stevia if you want, but every protein's different. So taste it first because sometimes the protein's sweet enough that you don't need any stevia. But it's, sometimes when you just want that extra little pop of sweetness, a little bit of stevia in there. And then another optional ingredient. Do you have Dandy Blend?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to add a little bit of Dandy Blend, optional, but gives it a little bit of like a coffee flavor. And mix that up. Oh, it's looking good. It's getting thick.
Oh.
Can't really see it. Okay, I'll see you in a second. All right, so there we go. And the beautiful thing about this is whether or not it's Valentine's Day or not, you can have this recipe anytime as a 2-carb swap. I'm going to add just a little bit of water, kind of like you did a little bit. You can always add more. All right, and that is it. So check this out. Of course, it's all about how you serve it. So just like we did with the cookie crumble, we have, okay, so look how thick. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. Switch my screen. Here we go. There we go. Look at how thick this is. Oh, it's like a mousse. It's not a pudding. It's a mousse. So I'm going to fill all of this up. And that xanthan gum really, really makes it thick. Nobody will ever know that this is black bean. Okay. Of course, when you're not doing it on camera, you can make it look extra, extra pretty. Get every little bit out of there. Okay, there we go.
That looks yummy.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then you can actually make a few so that you can have, this would be, like I said, it's your double carb and your protein. And I put it in little containers. So I have a bunch of these that I use for dressings and whatnot. And you can just pop the lid on them and there you go, grab and go little meals. So good. And the longer that it sits in the refrigerator, it does kind of settle. So let me just get a little bit more out of this. But I mean, this is definitely a mousse. It's not a pudding because it is thick, thick, thick. As you can see.
I like mousse more anyway.
Yes. It's thick. So it doesn't, you can't eat it as quickly because it's thick. There we go. Oh my gosh. So good. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm giving you for Valentine's Day a free strawberry.
Oh, that's a gift.
So there we go. And you have to give this a try. It is to die for. And then, thinking long term, okay, well, I can have that as a refuel idea. Throw some cookie crumbles on that. Throw some peanut butter, whatever you want to do. But this, as is approved for Monday or for any 2-carb. And just so everyone knows, on Monday, there is no meal on there that has 2-carb swaps. So you're just going to combine 2 carbs together and remove from one meal. So this would be perfect like at meal 2 or meal 4. Meal 4 tends to be when I get those cravings. So, I mean, look at this. This is how thick it is.
Yum.
So cheers to that. We've got a recipe for Super Bowl. We have a recipe for Valentine's Day, and we are not deprived on this lifestyle. That is for sure.
That's right. Gelatin blocks too, ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Those are lifesaver too. Yeah. You can make them red. Make them red if you have to.
Everyone seems to be having the same craving crushers. I made the gelatin blocks for me, and then my kids wanted the Jell-O, so I made it for them, even though it's the same. But I'm like, don't touch my gelatin blocks. Well, guess what's still sitting in the fridge? They're Jell-O, because they ate all my blocks.
Yes.
Oh, great.
As I told Amy this morning, right before we came on air, these came in the mail today. This is the first time I've ordered them. I thought, no hands, son and husband. Those are for like emergency situations when we're walking out the door. No.
And grab and go. You can just throw that in your shaker, add your water. They're super convenient. I'm waiting for mine because they're out. So try using that chocolate to make this and tell me what you think.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
So, yay.
Yeah, I'm so glad you could make it. Do you have any final words or just any last anything else you want to share to the girls? Maybe a mantra that resonates with you or anything at all, Kristie?
Well, in this challenge, Dawn and I caught ourselves saying over and over, it is what it is. It is what it is. And, we got this. And you just, as you approach next week, and you'll hear from Dawn as well that she mentions the third week, it's okay. It's okay. You know it going in. So prepare yourself. And you got it. Y'all got Gina to support you, and y'all got each other, and just reach out to one another. Because there was times I've told Dawn, I was like, I'm really hungry right now. And she said, yeah, I am too. So, but it's okay. Drink some water and get your gelatin block. But
that's a nice friend. She couldn't just say, it is what it is, Kristie. It is what it is.
No. No. So she was always real sweet to check in. So anyway, y'all are going to do great. And once you get past, I told Dawn, I wonder if it was just a mental thing with the third week. I think it is.
It could be, absolutely. It's a little mental, right? Because like once you get to the 21-day mark, so that's after the third week, things kind of start to fall into place. It's just kind of like that mental, I just noticed 21 after 3 weeks, you're like, I got this, I can do this. Right. But yeah, after 2 weeks, and then you're kind of just like, okay, maybe you're not seeing the results that you want because you're expecting these crazy results in 2 weeks. So you start to get a little, it's totally mental. Yes, it's absolutely mental. However, I will say that there's a little bit of a push on the third week because the middle, because then it's like, okay, I'm going to get to the top. I can do this. It is what it is. And then it just starts to snowball. So it's kind of a combination, but if you can get out of your head and, lean on your friends, lean on the recipes. And I mean, we have it all. Not only do you have plans and do we have the play-by-play of what to do, but we have the unlimited support and those that have been there. So lean in.
Right. Trust in, what is it? Trust it this week.
Surrender and let go.
That's right. So,
and that's exactly what you have to do.
That's right. And enjoy those little kiddos on the UAP growing. They're so cute. Seeing the kids when they were so little.
I'm so grateful that I took those because now I have those forever. But bigger picture is like you see, A, there's no excuse, and B, like consistency is my middle name. Like it doesn't matter, right? You can always have an excuse, but you just got to keep showing up, even if it means you've got to, pause to go change a diaper, whatever you need to do.
Yeah. Or sing the ABCs.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining, Kristie, and congrats on everything. I can't wait to see your after photos and like the ladies have done, showing the after photos and then after 2022. And, you just keep getting better and better. And that's, it's like fine wine. People always think that, oh, I'm so this age. But the truth is your body just keeps changing and your muscle density keeps changing. And from the inside out, you keep changing. So take those photos. I can't encourage that enough. And you'll have the story behind each set. And it's really awesome to look back at that journey.
Right. So. Yay. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Kristie. And we will chat with you soon and have the best. Well, hey, I'm not going to even say have the best time on your trip because I'll chat with you before then, but I'm really looking forward to that. Having that little bit of that carrot that's hanging. It's so close. You can taste it. You can smell it. And it's going to be such an incredible time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
Of course. Thank you. Okay. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Kristie. All right, ladies. Oh my gosh, just so fun. I'm feeling so grateful to have these connections and, I feel like I've known each of you, even though we've never truly met. I've been able to meet some of you, but even those that I haven't, I feel like we just had coffee yesterday. We just cooked in the kitchen. So such a beautiful soul and definitely has a heart of gold and has done quite a few pay it forwards that nobody will ever know about, but that's just the type of person that she is. Her and her family as well just have just such genuine, sweet, kind hearts. So I'm just really full of gratitude to be able to share this journey with each and every one of you. And she shared an amazing recipe that's going to be in the soups and sauce section. And then, of course, my Valentine's recipe for each and every one of you. Again, this will be in the app as well under the dessert section. So there's no excuses. Valentine's Day, we've got you covered right here. All right, ladies, have the best day ever. Remember to TSL, trust, surrender, and let go wherever you are in your journey, whatever's happening to you today. Remember, trust it because it's happening to you. It is happening for you, rather, not to you. It's happening for you. And you just have to surrender in whatever that is. And then you've got to let it go. And tomorrow's a whole new day and you are exactly where you need to be. So have the best day ever. And we will connect real soon.